G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. England versus All Blacks. White jerseys versus black jerseys. And we got what we wished for. It's a draw. They're both losers. Eddie Jones and Sir Fonzie gets to keep their jobs. Everybody's booing at Twickenham. No one's happy. Except if you're not a fan of England, if you're not a fan of New Zealand, you will be just laughing. You will be laughing. The rest of the rugby world has won out of this test match. Nobody's happy in England. Nobody's happy in New Zealand. And, man, what a game. What a game. This is one of those most bizarre games I've ever seen in my whole life as well. Believe it or not, England scored 3 tries in the last 10 minutes to level the test match. I was literally like getting food during the test. I thought the game was over. I was getting food. I was like brushing my teeth. And then next minute, Beauden Barrett gets a yellow card for like cynically sealing, not releasing after making a tackle from Marcus Smith line break. And suddenly, England is up with 1 extra player and scored 3 tries in 10 minutes to level the game. I can't believe it. Like, when the game ended, everybody was booing. Everybody was booing. Eddie Jones gets to keep his job. Everybody was booing. I can't believe it. Eddie Jones gets to keep his job. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, with that being said, the All Blacks was literally looking like they were toying with England for like the first, I don't know, 17 minutes of the game. It was looking like they're just playing, like messing with England. Like they're not even trying. It was looking like, it was actually kind of bad in that regards, because the All Blacks came out once again, just completely blown England out of the water. 2 tries on the board, and it was just looking super slick, super like dangerous. Geordie Barrett at 12 looking good. Rieko Ioane looking good. Caleb Clark looking like finally getting some work done for New Zealand. They're just looking super dominant. The scrum was dominant. The lineouts were dominant. Clinical lineouts, just good rugby for New Zealand for like the first 20 minutes or so. And it was England. Well, England on the other hand was just extremely bad. Stale, slow balls at the breakdowns. Literally very poor like handling. The scrum was getting like under pressure. They were losing the kicking game. And Van Poorfleet, the halfback, getting his big first, starting, was just having a shocker, right? He literally was doing some really poor kicks, missing up, like literally like messed up, so I've noticed this as well. Both Poorfleet and Ben Youngs did this. England was just outside the All Blacks 22, and they do this weird box kick, not even a box kick, but just like chip over the top from the breakdown. I really don't know what's the point of that. Like I can't tell you. Like other than just giving the ball to your opposition and missing out an attacking opportunity. They both halfbacks did this, and yeah, it was mind blowing. But Poorfleet was doing that in the first half. He got like sacked a few times, not able to get the ball, like dropping the ball essentially. He got charged down as well when his box kicks. It was an absolute disaster by Poorfleet, and despite all that, New Zealand just got to a point where it was looking so comfortable. They just started doing stupid things as well. Like there were so many crossfield kicks from Geordie Barrett and Beauden Barrett to Caleb Clark. One time it worked out, led to a Rieko Ioane try, but the rest of it was just complete waste of time and extremely dangerous. I did not understand why they tried to do this again and again, despite the fact that it didn't work. It didn't work against Scotland last week. I don't know why they're doing this again this week, especially when New Zealand has one of the best and quickest ball handling on the field. Don't know why they keep doing these crossfield kicks. Let me know what's the logic in that. Especially when your 4-pack is so dominant at the breakdowns and getting that quick ball, doing a crossfield kick achieves nothing except like margin, like giving your player a chance to drop the ball, and it's just really stupid. So they start doing stupid things like that. The All Blacks. There was even a drop goal right at the end where Beauden Barrett slotted a drop goal before he got sent off. So the All Blacks were so comfortable. They were just, it was looking like they were just toying with England. It was like England could not score a single try for 70 minutes. They barely had opportunities to kick penalties, so it was pretty bad. Owen Farrell looked like he hurt his leg as well, so Marcus Smith had to take over the penalty kicks. It was just bizarre game. And I think maybe the All Blacks got a bit overconfident, looking at how good everything is going for them. I really just didn't put the hammer down and try to, put the squeeze on and finish the game strong. Allowed England back in the game, and England put up a draw. Let's have a look at some of the summaries in terms of the stats. So 3 tries apiece. England actually has more run meters in the end because of the last 10 minutes performance. So just to give you an idea, right? At half-time, England only had 132 run meters to the All Blacks 255. So England did, 368 run meters in the second half? Absolutely just... And most of that will be in the last 10 minutes, okay? And this is just, it shows you how dominant the New Zealand was in the first half and just completely let the game slip away in the last 10 minutes. 385 run meters overall for New Zealand. Carries. At half-time, England only had 44 carries to New Zealand 56. So full-time, England 121 carries to New Zealand 87. Again, most of these occurred in the last 10 minutes. Just unbelievable stuff. Get this. England only had 1 defenders beaten at halftime. So 17 defenders beaten for England in the second half. New Zealand 23 overall, 14 at halftime. Turnovers conceded 10 against England, 8 against the All Blacks overall. So the tackle count as well. England was really poor in the first half. 66 tackles made, 14 missed tackles. The All Blacks, 56 tackle made, only 1 missed tackle at halftime. So overall, England much better in the second half. Only 9 missed tackles in the second half for England out of 40 tackles made. The All Blacks, on the other hand, really missed the field in the second half, especially again in the last 10 minutes. I wanted to see the stats in the last 10 minutes. Would have been horrendous for the All Blacks. So New Zealand, 161 tackles overall. They missed 17 tackles in the second half. So just give you an idea there. So the kicking game as well. 9 kicks in the half time, 8 to the All Blacks, 9 to the England, 17 kicks for England overall, 16 to the All Blacks. This is actually a bit of a switch out for England as well. England don't normally kick this few. They normally kick a lot more under Eddie Jones, so it's like a bit of a switch around for the kicking game. Both teams have kind of moved away from the kicking game. I do think that the kicking game is a better strategy for England, especially against the All Blacks in terms of controlling the game. But this game, both teams were doing extremely poor in their kicking, to be honest. I'm surprised that I can see why they're not. Maybe that's why they're not kicking more like they did in previous years, like England did, because they're so poor, so inaccurate in some of their kicks. So lineouts as well. Yeah, this is one of the areas where New Zealand just completely went from perfect to just horrendous. Cody Taylor was impeccable for the first 30 minutes, and then he start just line out not straight, losing their own. New Zealand was just losing their own lineouts in the just before the end of the first half. So just give you an idea, right? At halftime, New Zealand had 4 lineouts won, 3 lineouts lost on their own throws. Yeah, and all 3 losses occurred just before halftime as well. It was really, really bizarrely bad. England, perfect in the first half, 8-0. So 1 lineout loss for England in the second half, 14 overall. New Zealand lost a lineout in the second half as well. Even with Takiaho on the field, they still lost the lineout. So the England definitely did some good job there against New Zealand. Scrum, no scrum loss for either teams. Penalty count level 14 apiece. Beauden Barrett gets a yellow card for cynically sealing the attack. Not releasing after tackling Marcus Smith for a break. So yellow card was deserved. I thought that should probably be a penalty try, but the referee thought there was insufficient for a penalty try. But England did score anyway in the following phase, so it didn't really affect too much. I guess it did affect a little bit because it was a penalty try. The Marcus Smith actually missed the conversion there. So if it was a penalty try, England would have won the game technically. That would have been an extra 2 points for them. But it's interesting. So Matthew Reynolds had a bit of weird decisions this game. I thought overall was pretty consistent overall. Some of the scrummaging I thought was a bit bizarre. It clearly looked like there were times where the All Blacks slipped and he was giving the penalty against England. And then there was other times where it clearly looked like, again, the All Blacks had popped their head out first. And he was penalized. He penalized England again for, I think it was for, for boring in or something. But yeah, it was a little bit bizarre the way he looked at the scrums. I felt like that was a bit inconsistent in my opinion. But also he did give a penalty for wasting time. Not penalty, he did reverse the line out for wasting time against the All Blacks. But other than that, I thought everything else was pretty decent from Matthew Reynolds. So let's have a look at the quick summary of the game. So like I said, for the first 70 minutes, it's pretty much the All Blacks. It got to the point where it looked like the All Blacks were just toying around with England. Immediately England was halfway was struggling. So let's start. Yeah, immediately England's halfway was struggling. There was some pretty nice like counter attack from the England following a bit of a New Zealand pressure earlier on, and Van Porfley. So England was like with momentum on the road just outside New Zealand 22. Van Porfley just kicks the ball into 22, and that was it. Like it was just completely wasted opportunity. And then immediately after that, Van Porfley, the England gets line out throw. Van Porfley tries to, like way too slow. By the way, he was way too slow. Papali'i read it perfectly. He tries to throw a pass to 10, gets intercepted, and then Papali'i runs like 60 meters, scores a try, 7 points to nil to New Zealand. Only 4 minutes into the game, so Porfley was having a super bad game. 5 minutes into the game, Van Porfley knocks the ball on the ruck, so immediately he's just getting destroyed. At this point, he literally looked like a headless chicken walking around. Like he clearly looked like he was out of his depths at this point of the game. So on the 8th minute, there was a there was a New Zealand attack line out. They set up a maul. The maul was a bit of a mess. Kind of got split apart. What I thought was really weird was they had Sinclair and Billy Vunipola just like hanging out at the back. They're basically like on the wrong side of the ruck. They should have just reset themselves. But they're just both standing there like, I don't know what they were doing, telling the referee something, which was really stupid. So the All Blacks just, with two players obviously not doing anything, the England forwards rolled it in really close, and Cody Taylor puts the ball down for a try. So 14 points to nil. I thought that was really piss poor effort from both of the players. And I thought Billy Vunipola had a really bad game. I saw this game, giving away way too many penalties. And I was not very impressed by his performance this game at all. Just ill discipline, unnecessary penalties. So 12 minutes in, England had a really nice opportunity to score a try here. They were building like 12 phases. They had a penalty advantage after 12 phases. They go for a 5-meter line out, and then Billy Vunipola obstructs the line out. So he literally drops this is pretty typical, like he drops the lifter down, and he moves to the in front of the lifter to block the lifter from being grabbed on by the opposition. And that's like a very textbook penalty against England. So that was just stupid. Again, you don't need to do that. Like, this is being no one's been able to get away with this for a very long time now. I don't know why he thought he wasn't going to get away with it. So Billy had a really bad game. Not long after this, Billy gets caught off the ruck, penalty off his feet as well. So at this point, New Zealand being 2 tries up, they start doing stupid stuff. Okay, Jordie Barrett crossfield kick 50 minutes in. I don't know why he did this. It was just like Caleb Clark wasn't able to catch this cleanly. 17 minutes into the game, Porfley gets sacked from doing a box kick. So yeah, really bad. And then the few phases later, it looked like the All Blacks scored again. It was just so easy. Just a few crash balls, and the short ball to Rieko Ioane punches straight through in the middle, straight under the goalpost. It looked like he scored again. But luckily, the referee reviewed it, said there was a neck roll leading to this, so there was no try. 21 minutes into the game, the England, again, this was so bad. I was baffled by this. So the All Blacks are trying to run the ball out of their own 22. Like, again, looks like they're like underestimating England essentially. So they're just trying to run the ball out of their own 22. And then Richie Mo'unga throws like a loose pass on the ground. And there was like an overlap. There was, what's his name? Manu Tuilangi. By the way, his Tuilangi is not very good. He's not really in form at all. They need to just put Guy Porter at 13 because he looked slow. He was not able to, he was hardly able to do anything this game. I thought it was really poor as well. So, and this is the one part where I was really angry. So there was an overlap, ball was bouncing on the ground, and then so Tuilangi had a Freddie Stewart maybe outside of him, or maybe he had an extra play outside of him. Instead of just pick up the ball or like use your hand to flick the ball across to the winger, which would have been a try, okay? Because there was one defender versus two. He decides to kick the ball to the opposition while the ball is bouncing on the ground. He tried to kick the ball to his winger instead of just using his hands. That was so bad, and he was laughing. I was angry. I was like, what are you doing? He was like laughing, like, ha ha ha, just having a good time. Don't worry about it. That would have been a try. I don't know why he decided to do that. That was really, really bad and really poor. He could have just used his hands, but he decided to use his feet to try to kick the ball while it's like bouncing and rolling on the ground to his winger, and it went straight out, right? It was really, really dumb. And 24 minutes in, another scrum. England gets a penalty here, despite they were clearly getting pushed back. So England takes the first 3 points of the game, 3 points to 14. On the 26th minute, England gets another penalty for a high tackle. All Blacks, the All Blacks get some stupid, start giving away stupid penalties here. They got penalized so many times for like when they kick the ball down the field. The All Blacks gets penalized so many times for advancing in front of the kicker. So Riku Ioane gets pinned here for advancing in front of the kicker. So England gets a penalty, line out at 22 meters out. And All Blacks sacks them all quite nicely here. So England was really poor in execution. The forward pack was just super bad at the moment. They were poor in the scrum. The line out execution was just super poor as well. Defense was really bad. So it was just looking like it was pretty bad for England. So 34 minute, the referee reverses a lineup for a wasting time against New Zealand. I guess that evens out, losing the Bledisloe World Cup, 36 minutes, England gets penalized for not rolling away at the breakdown. And so the All Blacks as well gets on a bit of a roll just before halftime. It was looking really dangerous, pounding England's try line. England gives away a penalty for not rolling away, and then the All Blacks just like had Jordie Barrett and like one extra player out wide. Aaron Smith throws this super hard pass to Jordie Barrett. Maybe it was meant to the play out wide, and it just like bounced over Jordie's chest. Missed an opportunity here to potentially score a try. And then All Blacks just decided to take the 3 points, go into halftime, alleviating a lot of that pressure. I thought they probably should have gone for a try there, but anyway, 17 points to 13 at halftime, looking pretty good for the All Blacks. Second half starts, England gets early penalty, kicks 3. Marcus Smith has kicked this one because Owen Farrell looked like he hurt his leg. So England gets 6 points on the board, 17 points to 6. 50 minutes into the game, England was inside the New Zealand half, knocks on the ball in the contact. The ball comes out again. All Blacks tries for a cross-field kick. Finally, this time works out. Caleb Clark catches the ball on the full from inside their own 22 once again. Caleb Clark catches the ball. He immediately offloads to Riku Ioane, and his Superman flies down the field, 75 meters, try time for New Zealand, 22 points to 16, and it was just looking way too easy. 2 minutes later, another lock on for Porfleet, really having a tough time. And there was quite a bit of a turnover at the breakdown following this. So England gets a penalty for at the breakdown, and then immediately gives away another penalty at the breakdown for New Zealand. There was some nice breaks from Johnny May from this period forward, but I was a little bit angry that Johnny May didn't offload a lot of these breaks. He has support. quite a few times when he made these breaks. And despite he's doing really well. He's the only one able to break the game line. But man, just get that little bit of offload off would have been really, really nice. Especially there was in the 59th minute, Tom Curry was right next to him. He could have done that, but he didn't do so. 61 minutes of the game again. Takiaho gets a line out stolen from his throw. Was a little bit disappointing for England, for New Zealand. So yeah, New Zealand was just being really, really sloppy, sloppier. Again, England had an attacking line out 66 minutes into the game. Johnny May again makes a nice line break again. And finally this time he offloaded and basically allowed England to pile on a lot of pressure. And then they get a penalty advantage for England for offside, and then they just build a lot of pressure, could not get through, and then England following this penalty goes for a line out, right? 67 minutes, they go for a line out, still have opportunity to win this, 5-minute line out, and they throw their own jumper across. Penalty, missed an opportunity. England, 67 minutes into the game, still couldn't score a try, just giving away penalties with stupidity, right? 70 minutes, England was under pressure by New Zealand. They give away a penalty for not rolling away at the breakdowns. Beauden Barrett decides to just take a drop goal, and he hits this one from 40 meters out. 6 points to 25. With 10 minutes to go, I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm going to just chill and whatever, not going to bother. But a minute later, Marcus Smith, England was attacking, slips through this nice little gap. He darts straight for the try line, and then he gets tackled just on the try line, and Beauden Barrett was just holding him, so he couldn't pop the ball out. And then eventually the ball comes out really, really slow. Crash ball, pick and go, and what is it? Will Stewart, is it Will Stewart? Goes in for the try. Was it? Yeah, was this? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this was Will Stewart, the forward, not Freddie Stewart. Yeah, Will Stewart goes in for the first try for England. So the referee had a TMO review, yellow card against Beauden Barrett. They thought it could have been a penalty try, but couldn't be 100% sure. But they did give the try for Will Stewart. Marcus Smith misses his conversion, which did turn out to hurt them quite a bit. Suddenly the scoreboard is 11 points to 25 with the New Zealand one player in the bin. So and then 74 minutes, so 3 minutes later, another try for England. This was just beautiful. England was just suddenly the game speed was a lot faster for England as well. They were just building faces inside the New Zealand half. Just good handling, again, really good. Starting to utilize the width of the field with some good handling. And then suddenly the England was on the front foot. New Zealand was the back foot. Ben Youngs gets the breakdown, sees to the short side with Freddie Stewart. Short, quick ball to Stewart. Big body crashes through. Another try on the ball. 3 minutes later. 18 points to 25. Marcus Smith converts this one, and suddenly England has to score one more time to level this game, right? So yeah, again, there was a lot of kind of idiocracy going on between both teams. There was some penalties at the breakdowns against England. England was just losing their cool a little bit. So again, they were building pressure into the New Zealand half on the 76th minute. It was looking really good. Ben Youngs just chips the ball over the top for no reason. Nobody was there. He chases the ball down by himself, makes a tackle, albeit quite good effort. But then England just gives away a penalty at the breakdown. And New Zealand kicks the ball out for a line out. England immediately gives another penalty and allowing New Zealand to get all the way into the England half. And suddenly, New Zealand has an opportunity inside the England half. Luckily for England, they were able to hold on to this and get the ball turned over. And then England was, in the final minute of the game, England was back on the front foot, started attacking. Basically, England had to run 50 meters to score a try with about 3 minutes left. And that's exactly what they did. Just spread the ball out wide. Suddenly, England ran 50 meters all the way into the All Blacks 22, was threatening to score a try again. And then England basically just crashed the ball, and very quick short ball to Stewart again, and Will Stewart again, crashes through, and right next to the sticks, try. Referee had a review, it was just, right through, and then England kicks this one in, for a 25-25 draw with about 30 seconds left of the clock. New Zealand still has to do a kickoff. They kicked off. The clock ran into red, and England ended the game with everybody at Twickenham booing. And so nobody's gonna get the coach. No one's gonna get sacked following this game. Eddie Jones keeps his job. Sir Fozzie keeps his job as well. Nobody's happy except for everybody else that's not in England and New Zealand. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys a bit later for the Wallabies Slaughterfest. Okay. Cheers.